Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are going through 1917. Right, let's get into it. So with this film, we are going to start out with the plot. We see two characters at the beginning of the film, Lance Corporal Blake and Lance Corporal Schofield. The lads receive a seemingly impossible mission in a race against time, which takes them into enemy territory, encountering obstacles in their path to deliver a message that could potentially save 1,600 of their fellow soldiers, including Blake's brother. So, this plot, when hearing it in a summary format, sounds very simple. However, okay, so I'm busy editing the video. What I've found is that I did not explain the plot very well. So I'm going to try and do it right now. Essentially, Blake's brother being one of the people that is in trouble, and Blake needs to deliver the message to the commanding officer of that battalion or troop or whatever that is, adds a different dynamic to the plot. And although it's described in that summary format, it makes it seem quite simple. But that is far from the truth. It is so complex, and the dynamic between Blake and his brother and the fuel that's driving Blake adds that complexity to it. And then the friendship of Schofield and Blake, and we see them traveling together throughout the movie, and how we get to know them in a very personal and individual level. We see how that friendship changes and grows and unravels throughout the film. It plays into the plot that much more, and it just elevates it, you know? It's not a simple plot, so I can't give it anything less than a 5. It was executed superbly. So yeah, 5 out of 5, it has to be. It really does. And I would really encourage, just on the plot alone, for anyone to think about it and realize that this is how they used to deliver messages in World War I. And that sense of reality and sense of truthfulness brings it alive. And I can't critique it negatively, you know. And it's so great to see it unravel and unfold throughout the film. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for the plot. Okay, so this brings us to the acting. These actors that played Blake and Schofield in the movie were not big actors. They weren't A-list level actors, you know. I think it really brought a bond towards these characters that would not have happened if they were A-list level actors. The performance brought by these two, let's say, new actors, they were brilliant. Now, filming this movie with one shot, what that creates, what that does for the actors, is that they have to perform based on what happened previously in the movie. And then going forward, they have to act based on what happened in the current time of the movie. Oh, I'm so cringe. Oh, word. What is this guy doing? What is he doing? What are you doing, mate? Basically, I'm just trying to say that this film was shot chronologically, right? And each scene was done chronologically. So they had to put in a performance that related to the last. You know, they had to build on the emotions that they expressed. Frick me. Oh, that's so cringe. And each scene sometimes was 8 to 12 to 15 minutes long. So the amount of acting time that they had to put in each scene was much more in this movie than you see nowadays. Because people nowadays in other movies will go, like, actors will come onto set, 1 or 2 lines, cut, next position, 1 or 2 lines, cut, next position, 3 or 4 lines, yay, cut, next position. So it just really adds to their acting capabilities and acting abilities, right? So I rate these oaks really highly, and they had to express the emotions that happened within that scene, and sometimes things would happen to change their emotions. Sometimes it would be more than one incident that would happen, you know. It's brilliant. I think these oaks deserve Oscars for this movie, but they probably didn't get. I actually need to check that out. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see these guys in other movies post-corona, because they really did put in a beautiful and well done performance. I think it was amazing. So yeah, anyway, carrying on with the video. Oh, So the acting rating is 5 out of 5. It has to be. You can't give them anything less. Carry on. Alright, stuff it. I'm cancelling that oak in the beginning. He's cooked, bro. That man's so boring. Jeep. So I'm replacing him. Right. So we're moving on to these writing. Right. So I'm changing the writing from this point on to any other review that I make to dialogue. Okay, in this film, so I'm going to be quick. The dialogue was brilliant. However, the only negative criticism that I have was that it sometimes was replaced too much by the music, and oftentimes the dialogue would replace the music too much. It was an imbalance, let's call it, between those two aspects of the film. But otherwise, the dialogue provoked the correct emotions. It was interesting to grow to know Schofield and Blake, with Blake's brother and Schofield's character and how he is and who he is, basically. I'm going to have to give the writing / dialogue a 4 out of 5 for this movie. But otherwise, it really was good. Go check it out. Listen to what they have to say. Helps build the movie and anticipates things. Oh, frick, I don't know what I'm talking about, mate. Okay, moving on to the scoring. Just like the dialogue and the writing of the movie, the scoring sometimes replaced the dialogue too much, or it overwhelmed the dialogue. In other places, it underwhelmed it. So I can't give it a perfect score, although it did provoke the correct emotions at the right times. Quality music, really, really good music, not perfect in terms of timing. So for scoring, I'm going to have to give it a 4 out of 5. So, directing. Oh my word. Sam Mendez, you biscuit. What a champion, that man. What? Who ever thought of that? Of directing a film in one shot? Phenomenal. It just changes the game. He has changed the game of movies. Oh my goodness. He's literally made it so that movies in the future that involved 1 or 2 main characters are going to be filmed like this, because it brings a personal, emotional attachment, if that makes any sense, like no other film has done before. So I rate this sort of way of directing. I really want to see more movies in the future done this way. I think it creates such a different field of view, so that the bondage between viewer and character on screen is so much more intimate. I enjoyed it. I cannot find fault with it, and it was amazing. Has to be 5 out of 5. And that leaves us with a final score of 23 out of 25 for this movie, meaning that it is 92%. Can you believe it? Yeah. It was a great movie. I enjoyed watching it. Go check it out. You will too. Don't know if it's on box office now. I think it was. I'm not sure. Do what you have to do, but get your hands on that movie. It is worth the watch, worth the 2 hours. And I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers for now.